Why? One is we find you can still find better prices. The Caldera is very expensive, but you can find some amazing sea views, some places to renovate, or some homes at prices, in our experience, we can have a pool that is lower than what we've seen on the Amalfi Coast. Also, what we've seen is in terms, you can build still. You can still buy land to build in Santorini, and that is really something, you know, the Amalfi Coast is considered a UNESCO area, and it's super restrictive. There's barely anything left, and if you buy a lot, and let's say there's an old ruin, you can renovate it, but there's very, very limited options to build. So in our experience, based on price and variety of options, we would say Santorini wins. All right, parking. Now, this is one of the big challenges on the Amalfi Coast. You know, even doing Airbnb, it is very hard. Many don't have parking. So it's really a challenge. If you're investing in real estate, it's actually quite hard to find a place that has its own parking, and you're gonna pay a massive premium. And we find there's a lot of Airbnbs. Of course, if you're in the center of Oia or Fira in Santorini, it's gonna be much more challenging, but we've actually found that it's easier to find parking. Of course, in high season both, it's crazy, but even off season, the road up to Positano, for a few kilometers out of town, people who work in the hotel and restaurant business, they go early in the morning, park along the roads. It's really hard to find parking. So Santorini would win this one. And then finally, the last one is rental season. Then in our experience, both have pretty similar seasons that start, you know, kind of around the April period, March, April, and go to the end of October, end of October. We've just found that many restaurants, hotels really close in the Amalfi Coast, right? So you really have we were surprised, even downtown in Positano by the water, you have places that just completely close off at the end of October and open just before Easter. Versus in Santorini, and I've personally been in, you know, end of November, and even though, yes, a lot of things are closed, some of the stores, you still have enough restaurants and life and the hotels open. So in our experience, the rental season is a bit better and longer in Santorini. Well, that wraps up the challenge of the titans of the most beautiful places, the Amalfi Coast and Santorini. So in our assessment, when you combine the overall and then with the real estate, well, actually Santorini comes ahead, but that's just our personal